once again from the Pinal County Precinct Justice Court in Casa Grande, and this time with the Honorable Reginald Winston as our guest. Judge Winston, thank you so much for having us on. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present myself to the citizens of Casa Grande.
Yeah, absolutely. So to start off with, I'm going to ask you a question we always ask everybody who comes on the show, which is for our audience members who may not be familiar with you, can you give us some insight into your background and your story and how it is you got to be where you are today?
Well, I joined the Casa Grande Police Department in 1996. I spent 25 years there, and the Honorable John Ellsworth invited me to come along as a pro tem to his court, and the rest is history.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am originally from Louisiana, born and raised. I served 10 years in the Marine Corps, and prior to, after the Marine Corps, I joined the Arizona Army National Guard and continued my military service with them, concurrently working with the Casa Grande Police Department.
That's incredible. And, I love the fact that you brought up John Ellsworth, because obviously, for our audience members, our background is we met you actually when we came and did our interview with John. I believe it was early last year.
Yes.
Of course, John has recently passed. He passed before the end of this, or before the start of this year. And from our interview with him and just getting to talk to him and seeing you guys interact with each other, we knew that you guys were longtime colleagues and friends. And so when you reflect back on, the time you got to know John and spend with him, what's something you miss most about him?
Well, not many people know this, but John sat on my interview panel when I became a police officer. It quickly turned from supervisor to friendship, and I consider John to be a father figure. His leadership, his coaching, his mentoring has provided me the insight to be here today.
Mm-hmm.
So I reflect on the many things that he said, and one of the things that I wish I could do is hear one more story from John. So.
Yeah, he was an incredible man. And so switching gears a little bit too, so what's something, because you've been Justice of Peace now, I think for a little bit over
4 years.
4
now.
years, wow. So, when you think about what you do on a day-to-day basis, and the responsibilities of the Justice of the Peace, what do you wish more people knew about the position?
The position is not just sitting on the bench. The position is making decisions and reflecting on caring for the citizens of Casa Grande. I hope that I'm able to do that based on the decisions I make on a day-to-day basis, and the leadership that I instill in the clerks and my admin supervisor to carry out my intentions for the court.
Yeah. And so, because obviously when people come before you, a lot of the times it's because what may have been one of the worst moments of their life, maybe one of the times that it just wasn't their finest hour. And so when they come before you and approach your bench, and then they walk away, what do you hope they take from that experience?
I hope that they take away that I was fair, treated them with impartiality, and I treated them with respect. And although it is the worst day in someone's life, I hope I can provide a little bit of joy and hope to that devastating moment.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the goal, to treat everyone with respect, everyone fair, and seem to be treat them with impartiality on the bench.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so something I would love to know from you is, when you think about the 4 years that you've been here, what do you think is the greatest task or the greatest challenge that's before the justice of the peace when you do the role that you do on a daily basis?
The greatest challenge is treating everyone as an individual. Everyone has a different story. And if I focus on your story and weigh in on the evidence that you provided to be fair, unbiased, and respectful to your concerns, I hope that you can leave this courtroom feeling that you were heard, you were treated fairly, and no matter the outcome, still have respect for the court.
I love that. That's beautiful. So, Judge Winston, I have one last question for you. And this is a question we've made it our mission to ask everybody who comes on the show. Because people really do, get the opportunity, as we saw with John Middlesworth, to look back on it and reflect on you and your story. And so what I would love to know from you is many, many years from now, when people reflect on the work you've done as JP, the work, your time in law enforcement and the work you did there, your career with the military, what do you hope they take away from your legacy and from your story?
I would hope that they would take away from my commitment to service. I spent 24 years in the military. I spent 25 years with the Casa Grande Police Department, and I've been a Justice of the Peace for 4 years. My commitment to service, not only for my country and my community, but providing a service for the individuals in the community. I would hope that the community remembers me as taking each case individually and not grouping them all together. This is your day in court. You have an opportunity to speak, and I make a decision based on the information you provided me.
That's incredible. Thank you so much, Judge Reginald Winston. It was such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.